Could I ask everyone to stand up just for a moment, please? I'm sure that does feel good. If there's anyone here who doesn't have a mobile device on them, please go ahead and sit down. Okay. If there is anyone here who only uses their mobile device for email, phone calls, or the calendar, please go ahead and sit down. Okay, I was just curious. This is my own research, not necessarily related to the slides. But thank you. So my name is Heather Gruber, and I'm actually going to stand on the floor. My background is in psychology, human factor psychology. I subspecialized in human-computer technology interaction. So part of what I do is watch people in the wild. Usually it's in places like where you all work, and try to understand how it is that you use information, retrieve it, consume it, make decisions with it, and this sort of stuff. I've been doing this for about 11 years. I just had my 10-year anniversary with Reed Elsevier. Started with the DoD and then switched off to LexisNexis and then into Elsevier. And I've actually been doing mobile design now since 2000. It has been around that long. And we've been doing it in small pockets of the company since then. So I have to apologize. I'm not actually going to talk about the survey through the next few minutes. There is a slide in there on it, and I will touch on it. And I will be talking with you about what is going on with mobile devices and science, technical, and a lot more heavily on the medical field, since we've had a lot of other stuff going on through some of the sciences. And a little bit about how, understanding users in the wild it really impacts how we can create designs that makes your life easier, makes it easier and more efficient and effective. So I'll start off. This is some of the topics I'll be talking about. But first, why is it so special? A lot of people are talking about mobile, especially, in my field. There's a lot of opportunity there, as we've just been hearing. But when you consider what are the differences, when you're in a desktop environment, it's much easier to focus on what's going on. You have a nice workspace, you have a reliable power connection, you have a reliable internet connection. You're able to focus, you have less distractions going on around you. And this is very familiar to us in other areas of working. We've seen it time and again, we can predict it. Designing for these situations is very easy. Mobile working, very different. Are you standing at the bus stop? Are you traveling? How is your power connection? Are you on the train or an airplane? Do you have a connection at all? Knowing these sorts of things really impacts how we can design the data for your device. So here's just a user. This happened to be on some research that we were doing recently in Tokyo. A lot of people on cell phones, in a train, no connection. A lot of stuff going on, people sharing information in different ways these days. Understanding how these things occur, what's being done with it, we can create good designs that fit better the needs that you have, and hopefully you'll have a better user experience with the information that you're trying to consume. So some considerations to take in for mobile design. Identifying the opportunities. If it is a chemist who's using Reaxys on their mobile phone at the bus stop, what is the need? What are they trying to do? So understanding this is really the first step into creating these for you. So understanding what might be done with this. And then also when you're going through and creating the rest of your strategy, we still have to think about the other ways that information is being presented now on the desktop. So we still have to maintain those designs currently. And then also there's the decisions of, is it going to be an app or is it going to be an optimized website? And I'll go into that a little bit more in a moment. So designing for a mobile environment really isn't so much different from traditional desktop design. We still have many of the same features and elements going on, but we kind of streamline it a lot more, because instead of giving you perhaps everything that could be potentially possible with a particular website. What are your needs in a mobile situation? And really optimize that. So yeah, the basic process is the same, focus on the need. And then there's also the concept of graceful degradation, which was touched on a little bit earlier, so I'll explain that a little bit more in a moment. And then again, other technical things that we have to consider is what type of devices are the users using? Is something more prevalent in one user market rather than another? We heard about the contrast between BlackBerries and other smartphones like iPhones and such. So the real estate that you have available and how it can be manipulated, how the user can interact with the device, is it a trackball or can they touch it? These things can really impact what you can do with the information to make it more meaningful and engaging to the user, and hopefully help them complete what they want to do a lot faster and easier. So this is about just an illustration on the concept of graceful degradation, creating a design that will fit across different types of devices. So this would be all of the same product here represented on an iPhone, a BlackBerry, and a lower level or older generation device, but still putting all of the same information there. So earlier I was talking about the differences between designing from desktop into a mobile device. This here is a screenshot of what you could have had on your desktop internet browser. And then here, it's the same information, but we're focused on a particular task, just giving back what is needed at the same moment, or at a given moment, sorry. Okay. So this is where the survey comes in. We've been doing research in mobile design and use for many years. This is some of our recent stuff, some of our really historic stuff, and also stuff that we're finding from other places where users are also sharing their own mobile experiences with how it's changing the way that they're practicing medicine or science, or doing just other things in their field. This is the slide on the scientific survey here, on the scientific workflow that we were doing to figure out what are people looking for from information on a mobile device. And again, like it was mentioned earlier, it's a lot of the easily consumable information like abstracts, RSS feeds, some ANI things, fact sheets, but they want it all taken into consideration with environmental interruptions, device options, and making it optimized for the devices.